full of
Hey guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here, and we're just kicking off the first Facebook or second Facebook Live. First one of the afternoon, second one of the day for me. If those who don't know, I'm doing it as part of the challenge that I set myself over 2 weeks ago now, and that is just basically over a 30-day period. I'm going to do 100 Facebook Lives, 100 Facebook posts, and 100 video shorts or reels. And joined today by one of my dominators inside the OLSP program, Carl. Carl Murray's not been here for a while. He's been going through all sorts of stuff, but he's here today. How are we doing, Carl?
Yeah, we're doing really well. You know, it's just keeping busy. Now I've gone into semi-retirement.
That makes us sound old when we say that, Carl.
I know. It's
but I think, we won't go into details, but the change was definitely needed, for yourself. We know that. We're not going to go into details on live. But, sometimes you need to make big decisions in life. I've done it. We've all done it. And it wasn't nice seeing the direction you were heading. So it's good that you're taking a sensible choice, semi-retirement, which means you can focus on your online stuff. Massive things happening with OLSP. There's so much excitement about the place. I mean, I'm banging on about it until people get fed up of me banging on about it. But that's kind of the idea, just to sort of drive people mad so they take a look. Because what I keep saying to people is, as I'm sure you'll verify, that there is no better time than now to get on board with OLSP.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, very true. Very true. Absolutely. It's the changes the changes that are coming are just phenomenal, and I can't wait till it gets here, to be honest.
No, you, me, and the rest of us. I mean, make sure you get onto the call on Friday. And get there a few minutes early. It's getting packed out. Because that's the time when you get on live with Wayne. Who tells you everything, and he shares the screen, he tells what's going on, and if you've got any questions, get on early and get them asked early, because last week he ran out. I mean, he could have gone on for over 2 hours last week. It was absolutely banged out. He was showing us stuff, there's people asking questions, there's so much excitement. And what I've been saying to people, if you want to find out what all this buzz and excitement is now, get on board now and join as a dominator. And if you do it like in the next couple of days, you can jump on the Dominators Q&A with Wayne, which is out of this world. It's you got the owner and creator of the program. You don't get a better chance to speak to somebody like that. And it was buzzing last week. I'm telling the Dominators to get involved, because this is not something that he records and has available in the back office. This is where you need to be there and then.
Absolutely.
And stuff that came out last week was amazing. I asked him, I said, can I talk about all these things on my next live? And he said, no, you can't. So I said, damn, but he said, no, because what he's got. And I gave a snippet of a couple of bits that were in his Facebook post yesterday. But the idea is you just say to people, look, the value you're going to be getting for what is coming up is just absolutely bonkers. It really is, and you can get in now for the measly $99 a month as a Dominator fee. When the new site is launched, you're going to be up into a new upgraded level, which is just bonkers. It really is. I mean, the stuff they're giving away and having available at this level, it's just crazy, and it's no end of people earning in this program. It's every time I drop into either one of the groups, it's just everybody's posted about earnings. Everybody's from as small as, I think the smallest I saw the other day was $8 to somebody breaking 500 for the first time, to people breaking huge milestones. And this is constant. You don't see this in programs. You've been around a while, Carl. We've both been in Facebook groups. This you just do not see in other programs, do you? It just doesn't happen.
I mean, I'm getting so many hits on my domain every single day. And it's up to people to either want to do it or they don't. And if they want to do it, there's so much help around. so much. You know, if you don't know what you're doing at all, you know, there's somebody there that will just hold your hand and walk you through.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a really good point. You said so much helping around, because there's so many experts in different fields in this program. It's kind of insane. It's so weird. I've never seen such a collection of people, you know, and you got experts on tech, you got experts on websites, you got experts on email list building, you know, and the best part of all that is that they're all approachable, every single one of them. You know, you can reach out to these people and just say, hey, I need a bit of help with this, and they're going to go, sure, what do you need? You know, that is what the community is like. I'll probably do another one in a few days' time, because I did a post a couple of months back, I don't know if you recall it, and I just said a simple post: what are the 3 main things you look for in joining a program? And the one that was one of the most popular answers, because you think some people would be putting in there, oh, the compensation plan, or do it wasn't by a mile. The answer that stood out a mile was community. You think, and this is people just answering the post of the question, and one of the most popular answers by a mile was a good community. You know, they weren't worried about the matrix plan, the product, the potion, the lotion, nothing. They wanted to know they could get reconnected with a great community of people. And I say to people, you've seen the lives that I've been doing, you've seen the lives that you've been doing, you've seen the people who've been jumping on. You know, you've seen the likes of Ills and Leah, and even Wayne came on 150 day one. You know, you've seen the Dr. M's, you know, and everyone is just enjoying the program. I think that's probably the right word. It's no one's sort of got their heads down. It's not just a pitch fest, because we've all been there. I've sat through some of the most boring Zooms and webinar calls ever in previous programs, where you just sit there almost falling asleep while they just pitch, going on about their plan and all this to it. And when and you know, Carl, you're firsthand, you've had experience with other programs. To make a change from me banging on about it all the time, because I think people get fed up with me talking about it sometimes, but that's just the way to do it. You know, you could tell them from your perspective, what brought you to OLSP in compared to the programs you've seen in the past, and what can you see as the standout differences to everything else that you've seen and been a part of?
I think the main difference that I see are that a lot of the programs I've been in before are you couldn't talk to anybody that wasn't in your line, in your direct upline. Although you could talk to them as a friend's talk, you couldn't actually ask for help because they just wouldn't do it. Whereas with OSLP, or OLSP rather, there's so much help. It doesn't matter who you are, who's your mentor or anything else. If you need help, it's there for you. There's none of this. There is none of this, oh, well, you're not under me, so I'm not going to earn anything from you. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to help you. There's none of that. If you need help with inside OLSP, it's there. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are, whether you're brand new, whether you've been around a while, whether you're experienced in some other area or not. It's there. And that to me is amazing. And to the point where you can drop a message to Wayne and he will respond.
Yes,
is priceless.
It is. I've mentioned that before. How many times can you have contact like that with the owner and the creator of a program? And sometimes you may take a day or so to answer because he's so tied up. But he always answers. You know, at some stage, and he won't just sort of ignore your message. He always answers. And you're right. I mean, you don't get that. You don't get that direct contact. You don't get that direct help. You don't get anything else, and it is what sets it apart. And you know, everybody here, when you ask people what is it, the amount of people say the community of people here. You know, you got the huddle calls, you got the the Dominator calls. And they're packed out with VIP members. They're packed out with, members that have so much knowledge. It's like one of my other Dominators, Carlo. He's taking the email stroke magic link that I spoke to you about, and he wants to follow it like the letter. And I spoke to him about Derek Farrar, who's, made over 15K with this, using this exact method, came in. I mean, he's been with the company a while, but he has made his money by literally following the magic link method to the letter. What Wayne says to do, he does, And so Carlo obviously said, well, I want, this is the route that he wants to go down. So he said, do you know exactly what he does? And I said, I've got a fair idea. And I said, I'll reach out to him. I said, I know he'll message me back. And I've, barely have conversations with Derek, but I reached out to him, and less than 12 hours after I sent him the message, he replied and said, what do you want to know? And I said, I've got a Dominator who wants to do pretty much exactly what you're doing. Can you just tell me in a nutshell how you do this, how you use the magic link? And he said, yeah, sure. And he reeled it off. And he said, if you need anything else, just come back, Now, and you're right. If that had been another program, he'd have said, who's your upline? Or what team are you in? I'm sorry, I'm in that team. You're not part of our matrix. You're not part of our upline. And they just shut you off. The gates come down. And Derek was going to get no benefit whatsoever from him telling me that. And me relaying it on to my Dominator. He said, hey, this is exactly what I do. He told me what he does. And he said, just check out my videos, reels. And I relayed that to Carlo, and he said, brilliant, thank you. And I said, well, I know how the magic link works. I know the system. I've watched the training 2 or 3 times at least. I said, but the best person to ask just for any final details is someone who's actively using it and doing ever so well with it. He's made a lot of money with it. He's paid for his VIP and doing the exact process. He just says, this is what Wayne says to do. So this is what I do. And it's as simple as that. He just literally followed it to the letter, And this is what we say to people. That's the other thing. Come out and just watch the training, watch it more than once, because there's no way anybody can go through all that training, especially with the Dominator training and God knows what else, and take it all in first time. It's not possible, So then you need to go back and say, these particular areas, I want to focus back on these. I've watched the Magic Link bonus training 3 times. I've watched the Toffee method twice, it'll probably be watched again. And then you start to absorb it more and learn it more. It's like anything, you can't get it first time round. And that's currently where Carlo is. So, but you're right, it's the wealth of knowledge that sets it apart, isn't it? And I think absolutely the retention, I think the retention is amazing. People just stick around in this program and they enjoy it, don't they?
Yeah. I think people have a fear of joining something just in case it ends up being horrible and they lose their money. But once they're in and they see what's going on, they stick around for forever because they've already made money. The first couple of days they've made money. And that you don't see that
common thing that you see.
You don't see that in any other program.
No, you don't see it anywhere, and that is the real, the beauty of the system. People can come in, follow the list building training, get themselves set up. It's a win-win situation because they get their squeeze pages and things set up. They get their emails all set up. They get people on the list and they make commissions. It's just a no-brainer. It's a win-win situation. And then everybody that follows that simple process at the beginning then makes something at the other end. The excitement that you get on posts that are only made $8, $15, $20, because these people have never made money before. They've been a part of so many poor programs. And I say to people all the time, the excitement that you get from these posts are just unbelievable. People say, look at what happened. I've only been here a week and I've already made $17. Because they've never made any money before. And so their belief factor is high. And then they see people posting earnings of, 100, 150, 500. Someone broke 10 grand. Neil Moran broke the 100K mark. This is insane. It's just bonkers.
It's absolutely amazing.
the figures that people are putting out, and it's just post after post after post. You go into the commission. This is what we say to people. This has got everything. And the people I get on the live, we're sitting about, we're chatting, we're laughing, and we say, this is the community that you're joining, because people are enjoying the program. They're enjoying what they do. And that makes a massive difference. People want to stick around. They've got the long-term vision. They've got the belief, like you say, this program is not going to disappear on them. They can see people earning, even if they're not earning particularly well at that time. They know it's going to come, because they've got all these people posting around them that are earning. Yeah.
I mean, it's I was in one program that suddenly just disappeared overnight, and you kind of left with a horrible taste in your mouth. But
absolutely,
it's just one of them. It's one of them horrible features. But looking back on it, you could have seen it coming. But hindsight is a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing, and unfortunately, you're not alone, Carl. I mean, I've seen programs disappear. I've known good online friends of mine lose thousands. I mean, I'm talking tens of thousands. I've known people that have put so much money into programs that it beggars belief. And what I've seen, especially when I was online before, people just sort of throwing money at the wall. And I even had some gut instincts about programs that just weren't right. There were so many red flags. And I remember, my wife would tell you, I had this guy that was plowing so much money into this program. And I told him from day one, I said, there's something not right, about this program. And he kept saying, look, I'll pay for you. I'll pay for you to come in. He was so sure. I said, I don't want anybody paying for me in a program. So I said, do not pay for me. He paid for family members, friends, and everything else. And he kept coming up to me and saying, look, I want you to know, I've got so much belief in this. This big launch was going to take off. And it had this big sort of money wheel thing that was going to part of the big launch. And I kept saying to him, I can't see where the money is coming from. It doesn't sound right. And I kept saying to him over and over and over, and he wouldn't listen. He was just hell-bent on, he put everything into it, and needless to say, this launch did actually happen. This launch happened with this massive money wheel that he had positions everywhere in. And he earned about $25, I think, out of this bloody thing, and he put in a fortune, and he literally, my wife will verify it, he literally phoned me up the next day after the launch, and he phoned me up, he called me up, and he was in tears, Carl, and he said, how did you know? And I said, I tried to tell you. He said, I know. And he was in a complete mess, because he'd literally put all his money into this thing, and he'd paid for family, friends, people online he hardly ever knew, a team from a different country. He paid for them to come in,
Oh God.
And seriously, and he had just drained himself of all the funds he had, because he lost a lot. He lost a lot
because he was just so confident.
Back. He was just certain that this was going to be the thing, and he thought if he builds this massive thing and pays for these positions, that he's going to get his windfall. And I know it's easy for me to say after the fact, but I said to him, he said, how did you know? I said, there were so many red flags at the beginning. I said, I tried to tell you. I said, but you were blind. And he went off, and I literally never heard from him again. He didn't come back online, because I think that was him done.
God. Just trying to put it all back again, I suppose.
Who knows? I didn't hear from him again. I don't know if he tried, but I know people have lost a lot, and then they put on something else, and they lose it again, and then it's, it's a scary place, And you're right, the trust factor on programs is now, the demand is higher, especially with the cost of living the way it is, and now we come out of COVID and people have been made to have been used to staying at home. The demand for finding something online is massive. The demand for affiliate marketing programs is huge. but you've got to couple that with the trust factor. The trust factor is really low, you know, because people know that, you know, that they're aware that people lost money, they're aware of the scams, which is why we say to people like yourself, Carl, you put yourself out there, you're getting on lives. This is what people need to be doing. The more you can build that trust factor, the more people are going to come to you, because they see you with a program, they see your face, they know you're not just going to disappear, they know your Facebook's not just been invented overnight. You know, these are the things I tell people to look out for. Who are these people? Who are their accounts? You know, just try and install a bit of common sense. And I know people can make a brand new account, but I mean, I don't deal with anybody. They haven't got any history on their Facebook. It's just
no. It's not worth it.
It's just,
I guess
they might be genuine, you know.
I get hundreds of friend requests, and I go through them all. Anything to do
I had a brilliant
anything to do with crypto trading, solo ads, or anything else, just delete.
Yeah,
I don't need.
I don't know how
don't
many.
need it.
I don't know how many pending friend requests I've got. I ain't got a clue. It's just, but because you have to go through them, like you said, solo ad vendors, forex people, cryptos, and then new accounts don't have anything to do with them. You know, because I mean, there are genuine people who just make a Facebook account, but you know, if they haven't got any sort of history of posting, to prove that they've been there for a while, you know, then how do you know that this person is actually that picture? You don't. You know, that's how cloned accounts. That's how cloned accounts appear. So if they haven't got any sort of history, it's a no. Yeah, and you just got to safeguard yourself all the way. And this is what I say to people that I'm even messaging with. They're not even part of me. I say, look, just check them out. If they haven't got any history, just don't deal with them. I've had this person contact me. Well, how long they've been online? Oh, they're a new account. They're just getting some friends together. Don't entertain it. I said, how do you know that person's who they are? You know, I caught one out the other day, and I actually screenshotted the conversation because some people are so dumb when they do it that they, you know, I know. You know, I screenshotted the conversation, and you know, because when you're dealing with people all the time, you get used to spotting things, and straight away the name wasn't right. I've still got it in Messenger. But I cut long story short, I covered it on another live previously, and the name just didn't ring right. And they every other word in their messages was my name. Hey Phil, hey Wednesday, Phil. You know, I was thinking, what's this, a contest to see how many times you can use my name? So it was wrong from the start. And then because I'm on a PC, things stand out. And I noticed that the Facebook address bar at the top was different to their name. You know, this person was Judy Lady or something, or Judy Lady. But at the top we had Mark Healy. So I was thinking, well, who the fucking hell is Mark Healy? So I thought, I'm going to ask who Mark Healy is. You know, and how you doing today, Phil? How's the weather over there today, Phil? You know, so many questions. Like, how many times you can use my name? You know, so then whilst you chatting away, so I said, just out of interest, who's Mark Healy? And then the conversation sort of stalled, you know, from what it was. And I wanted to see what her reaction was. She says, oh, it's just a friend of mine, Phil. May I ask, Phil, here we go again, you know, how do you know him? I said, how do I know him? I said, you're using his account. You know? So she says, no, I am not. I said, really? I said, 1 second. You know, so I screenshotted the Facebook URL bar and I posted it into the chat. I said, this is your Facebook account. And next thing you know, boom, gone, blocked. So I just thought, there you go. You know, you've been rumbled, you know. I think, how stupid are you? You know, to these people. But fortunately, I'd already screenshotted the conversation, and I say, and I'll use that now to people and say, look, this is what you're dealing with. This person just was wrong and from the start. You know. You can tell by the way they're speaking. I spotted a different address bar. You know, it wasn't even the same surname. You know, it was just like, you know, this person, she's probably screenshotted and stolen someone else's Facebook pictures, put them on of her own, you know, and making out as somebody else. And I said,
I said to one of them the other day, I said the way you're acting and the desperation that you're showing on this conversation is you're acting like a door-to-door salesman that has been told no.
But I mean, we're used to, man. But unfortunately, people do get sucked in by these people. That's why I say to people, if you can spot things, I will tell people, and I say to people, if you're not sure, I don't care if they're in another business. I say to people, I've got a lot of friends that are over in Liquid, and I say to them, if you're not sure about someone, send me the profile. I'll check them out. And sometimes I can take one look and I'll just say, no, don't deal with them. Why not? They've only had their account 3 months. I said, to me, it's got to go back at least a year. I said, click on things. I said, that all these pictures, where do they come from? Who is this person? They haven't got the proper name up in the address bar. They just got numbers. Yeah. And I said,
you can use
common sense.
Google Images has got a reverse image search.
That's right.
Function to it. So I always use that sometimes. If I'm not sure about somebody, I'll copy the image and put it into Google Image reverse search, and it normally comes up with like 3 or 4 different names.
That's right. I mean, you do feel sorry for people because if they don't know this stuff, because we're used to seeing it, we see profiles day in, day out, and so we're used to seeing it, and you can spot the red flags a mile off, and there's plenty of them. Yeah. But when you're trying to say to these people, look, this is what you need, because they get sucked in. Oh, they seem a really nice person. Yeah, of course they do. This is what they do. They're scammers. They're going to get you to join a program. They're going to get you to part with a load of money. Then you're going to lose it. You're going to go back to that person's profile, and guess what? They've gone. They've vanished.
Absolutely.
Because especially on Facebook, because you can create a profile and delete it just like that. It's it's gone. So then you've got no way of tracking these people. That's why I say that's why you need to be connecting with people like myself, people like yourself. They can see you've had your account a long time. They can see you're about every day. You're doing lives. You're putting on. These are the people you want to connect with. You've got the likes of Ills and Leah who come on me lives. These people are around all the time. They're all over social media. These are the people you need to be dealing with, and these are the people that OLSP have got on board. I've never seen such a group of amazing individuals, and I think that is a huge part of the retention, because people are just loving it. They just love the program, and the way that Wayne comes across is just so infectious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Because normally CEOs and owners, they're so, you don't normally see them.
He's so open to much in it. He's so open to everything. It's just unbelievable.
He is. He's open to ideas. He's so approachable, and you can clearly see that he actually genuinely loves what he does, and that's a massive difference. He loves what he does, and he only wants to make. He's not one of these owners and creators that just wants to make it better for lining his pockets, because let's be honest, he doesn't even need to be doing what he's doing.
No, he doesn't. Not
at all. He wants to make it as easy as possible for everybody involved to make money. That's what he wants. That's his. And I know people say, "Oh, that's a cliche." You say, "No." When you see the difference. You say, he wants to make it as easy as possible for anybody to come on board and make money with the program. And that's what he wants to do. And then that's what. This is why people, the likes of Mandy and all the rest of them, have been there since since he started. And not going anywhere. I would love to see the retention rate in the program. I would imagine it's sky high. I imagine it's a really high retention rate. Because people just stay because they enjoy the program. They can see the value. They're connected with the community. Whereas normally people come on board with a program, try it I'll give it a try for a month and drop out and go to the next. When they get involved here, as long as they come in with it.
There's a lot of the community I haven't connected with yet, because it's just not enough time in the day.
Well, you've got a bit more time now, Carl. So you'll start to be able to connect with people. Like I said, start doing your lives. This is a super program. I'll drop you a link for it to use earlier, because I know you said you want to go live in your group. Half the reason I started using StreamYard is I could do one live like this. This is currently going out to YouTube, my group, and my timeline, all 3 at once. Which is wonderful. You don't have to sort of do different live in different places. You can just do the whole lot, and you want as many people to see it as possible. And the features, it's a good little platform. You can bring people on, you can put stuff across the bottom, and it does the job. Ahead of Zoom, it does the job, and it's a pretty good little platform. I'm quite happy with it. It's quite reliable, quite easy to get people on. They don't have to download like the software for it as well. It's all web based. And that's what I said to you. You want to start doing more of your lives, getting people on board. This is a brilliant platform doing it. It looks a bit more professional.
Yeah. I think this is
just pick yourself a time. That's all I did. It is. If you have any problems with it, just give me a shout. I mean, it's so easy to use. It's so basic. And like I said to you, once now you're home more, and don't worry about picking a time when everybody else you think they may be watching. I don't do that. Just pick a time that works for you.
No, I'm just...
pick a time that works for you and say, well, this time suits me. And it was different when I was doing the 50-day challenge, because that was 2 p.m. every single day. Now I do one at 2-ish. It could be 1:45, it could be 2:15, but it's little things like Ilse knows when she comes on. She knows that around now 2 p.m. mark, she knows that I'm on, or 9 times out of 10. And so sometimes she'll just come and have a look, see if I'm on yet, and wait. And that's why I said to you, just get a rough time for yourself, Carl, to start doing them, and just as near as you can start doing around that time, and people will then start to realise that, hey, Cole's normally on about now, and they'll start dropping in to see you live and things like that. And I've just started my new one now. I've just started my new schedule, which is on at a time. It must be live at 5, which I've started to do. Thought I needed something with a ring to it, and I thought live at 5, that works. I like that. So that's what I started doing. So that is now my second live of the afternoon, live at 5. Definitely on a Monday to Friday. I'm not sure on the weekends because they're generally quiet, but Monday to Friday. Live at 5, and we cover all sorts, and mainly I'll go into some screen sharing and bits and pieces. Yesterday's one was really good, people. If anyone missed it, I had Ilse and Leah, and we ended up talking a lot around video shorts and reels, and then we moved on to TikTok. And Leah, it turns out, has a ton of information about TikTok, and she gave out tons of golden nuggets on that. It's nice when you sit back and listen to someone that clearly knows what they're talking about the platform. So if anybody missed it, go check it out. Yesterday's live at 5 with myself, Leah and Ilse, and you'll see the amount of info that she gives out. So there we go. So Carl, where are you going from this? What's your plan? Tell us your big plans. We can watch your journey. What's in the pipeline going forward for you?
Well, I've got to sort that domain name out, because like that thing you showed me looks really, really interesting. So I want to connect that to that, because I think that's the right thing to do. I want to do the lives, not just talk to myself, which is fine.
It does get like that. It does get like that.
It's fine. I mean, it's amazing how many people do watch but don't say anything, but it's, I do get it. I get it in real life. People come up to me in the street and say, oh, I watch you, They've never even said anything at all. They never liked it or anything, but, they watch it.
They do. We've said this. I've covered this on so many lives. And this is what I say to people about, keep doing it, keep consistent, because people will watch you and watch you, and they can watch you for, weeks and weeks and weeks before they actually do anything, and that's what you got to do. And you already connected with a few OLSP members, the likes of Ilse and all that. If you start doing your lives at a certain regular sort of time, just drop her a message. She's a busy lady. I can guarantee you, if you drop her a message and say, hey, Ilse, I'm going on in 10 minutes, if you're about, love you to join me. If she can, she will. I always guarantee it. She'll just pop up, and then you get the first person on there. And if you've got people that are turning up on a regular basis, and just say to them, if you want to join me, just drop me a message and I can get you on. And once you start doing that, and I said, if ever I'm about, if you want me to come on, I'll come on for you, Carl, and that would be a role reversal, I'll sit back and let you do all the work.
Absolutely.
I'll put my feet up. I'll put my feet up and let you host it. Okay, guys. There we go. So we'll wrap it up. We hit the 35-minute mark. Be nice to have you on, Carl, because there's not seen you for a little while.
It's been about 2 weeks.
Chat more about that. Yeah, it's been a funny 2 weeks for you, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, it is.
But we'll get there. We'll have a chat about the site bit if you want to chat offline a bit. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. My next live, don't forget, this afternoon, live at 5, where I'll be showing some bits and pieces and doing some screen sharing. I'm going to be talking about bridge pages today. I've covered it before. I'll show it again. It's a brilliant thing you should be using. And that'll be on today's live at 5. If anybody wants to join, just give me a shout. In the meantime, whatever you're doing, have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. If you're watching this back later on, drop me a comment with the hashtag replay and let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, thanks, Carl, for joining. Whatever you're doing, Pierre, have a great day. Cheers for watching and bye for now.